Shabbos, Erev Shabbos. So I know who's been following, but our president this week has been in Israel. Yeah. And he went to Yad Vashem. There he met two Holocaust survivors. One of them is a 96-year-old woman who survived Auschwitz. Whole tremendous story behind her, and she said over there how when she was 12 years old, her teacher at school said that no Jews are allowed in her classroom anymore, and so she didn't graduate elementary school. Of course, no high school. But at 56, she did graduate with a degree in psychology, and she became like some type of psychologist helping women under distress. That's the story. There was another woman there, a little younger, who was a survivor from Bergen-Belsen. And she said over her story how she survived as a young girl in a labor camp where if you were too young for labor, they didn't have a shot at anything. And her story how she survived. Later, he went over to speak with Pussy Herzog, who's the president of Israel. And there was a singer there. One of the singers was a girl. I forget her name right now. She's some famous Israeli pop singer. And after she sang, I don't know what she sang, but the president went over to her to thank her, and he put out his hand to thank her, and she went like this. Oh, I'm sorry. And she said, "I'm Shomer Negiah." And the president had to explain how she's becoming more observant. Actually, it was Israeli media before that she was becoming more observant, and as she was becoming more observant, she wouldn't shake a man's hand, and this became the talk of Israel. Everyone was either bashing her or praising her, but she became the hot button topic. That was the hot button topic the past 24 hours in Israel, and there's always two sides to the coin. You know, in this week's parsha, we have the story of Balak hiring Bilam, and he comes to him at night, and he has a dream middle of the night, and Hashem comes to him and says, "Who are these people with you?" And he says, "They want me to come curse Jewish people," and Hashem says, "Don't go with them." And then the next day he says, "I'll try again." He tries again. And Hashem says, "Okay, if you really want to go with them, you can go, but you can only say what I tell you to say." And it says, "Ayashkein Bilam Abayker." Bilam got up early in the morning and he went. He saddled his donkey and he went. And Rashi comes there and he says, Bilam, he says, Avram already beat you to it, like it says in the pasuk, "Ayashkein Avram Abayker." Avram got up early in the morning to do a mitzvah. So you went to do what Hashem didn't want, but Abraham did what Hashem wanted to do. The question is, why is there this connection to Abraham? Why is Rashi comparing Bilam, the wicked Bilam, to Abraham? What's the connection over there? And so the Rebbe explains, like the first preface. This past week we had a Farbrengen over here. Very nice Farbrengen. I think it was a nice Farbrengen. For Yud Beis Yigimel Tammuz, and the story of Yud Beis Tammuz when they came to arrest the Frierdiker Rebbe. So they came to arrest him, and between those that came to arrest him, there was also some Jewish people that were part of the KGB, a division called Yesefskia, and they came also. Now, After they completed a whole search. They had a warrant for a search, and they searched the Frierdiker Rebbe's home in Peterburg, St. Petersburg, where Misha is from. So after they did the search, it was apparent that they're arresting the Frierdiker Rebbe, and he packed a suitcase to take with him, his talus, his tefillin, some books, a little bit of kosher food, and he gave it to one of the officers, one of the arresting officers, police officers. He gave it to them to hold as they were arresting him. Now, one of the people, the Jewish KGB guys, I think his name was Lula, he grabbed the suitcase and he said, "Let me hold your suitcase." He says, "Rebbe." He said, "Rebbe." Imagine the Rebbe. He says, "My Zayde, my grandfather held your grandfather's suitcase. Let me hold your suitcase." So the Frierdiker Rebbe took the suitcase from him. He took the suitcase from him, and he said, "Your Zayde took my Zayde suitcase to where my Zayde wanted to go. You're taking my suitcase to where you want to go." He says, "No, we're not. You can't have it." And he took it away from him and he gave it back to the other officer. The Rebbe explains that in life we have two parts of us. We have two types of Jews even. You have one Jew, which you got to do what Hashem wants. So you got to do what Hashem said. You got to follow. And so, whatever it is, Hashem says you try to find a loophole, whatever. You got to follow the law. If you find a loophole, great, but you got to follow the law. You'll find a way to. And you have another Jew. You're kidding me? Hashem wants something. I'm not looking for any loopholes. That's what I want. That's what I'm going to do everything to make sure that happens. For example, there's no mitzvah to wear tzitzis unless you're wearing a garment that has four corners. Someone will say, "It's hot outside. I don't need a garment that has four corners. I won't wear a garment that has four corners, and I don't have to wear tzitzis." Great. Another one will say, "You kidding me? I have an opportunity to wear tzitzis. I'm going to wear a garment that has four corners so I can wear tzitzis." It's about grabbing opportunities or figuring a way out. And the Rebbe says each one of us have inside of us an Avraham Avinu and a Bilam. The Avraham Avinu wants to do exactly what Hashem wants, and therefore will do everything to what Hashem wants. Then we have the Bilam inside of us, which Hashem said not to go. But I'm gonna force it. I'm gonna ask Hashem. I'm gonna force Hashem until Hashem allows me to go, and then I'll only say what Hashem says I can say. Right? So I'm gonna finagle my way through. And so the Rebbe says, which one are we gonna be? Are we gonna be that pop singer that says, I can figure out a way? I googled the story, and I saw articles from Times of Israel and everything, and a lot of the thing they're praising her, but saying, there's loopholes where she could have shook in their hands. For this reason, they're a dignitary, and it's in public eye, it's not in private. She didn't do that. She said, "I'm not doing that. I'm going to do." She didn't know. She doesn't know much. She's just becoming more observant. And obviously, she's saying, but she decided she's going to take it all the way, in whatever way she understands. She's not going to look for a loophole. She's going to do the right thing. And this is what the Rebbe says. We have to be the Avraham Avinu, to get up early in the morning, do what Hashem wants, to be the chassid who does what the Rebbe wants, and not to take the Rebbe where we want to take it. Super late. It's exactly time.